Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver coming to you once again with another unboxing and review of a watch that is not mine. This is another Tor watch. Comes to me via the Random Rob Discord group, which I've been a member of since its inception. I believe we're coming up on the 5th year now. They do watch tours. That is a group of 10 to 12 people who are picked via a randomized drawing to have a watch travel around the continental United States and be given to the members of the tour for a few days to play with. And in the case of folks like myself who do YouTube videos about watches, to create a video. And we have a very interesting looking elongated box for the watch. And you see it has kind of a forest motif with, well, let's see. Who's that guy? Right there. And there. I think there. And there. Why, that looks like my old friend Smokey the Bear. Yeah. Those of you who are my age, or roughly my age, Gen Xers mostly, I don't think Smokey the Bear really survived into the millennial and Gen Z group. They'd probably find him offensive anyway somehow. You know how snowflakey they are. But this watch is done by Vero as a Smokey the Bear tribute. Now, there are actually two watches, and we'll get into that in a minute. There's a Smokey Bear 44 and the Smokey Bear 64. Now, this is the 64. And inside the box, well, for one thing, you have this really interesting looking Smokey the Bear pin, which you can put on your collar or something like that. You have, there's no real paperwork to the watch. You have this canvas strap, which is of a style that if I use the name, I might get sued, so I won't use that name. But it's the same as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization acronym. You know the drill. And it also comes on this very interesting light coffee-colored tan, whatever, leather strap. And it comes with a bead blasted or satiny finished watch case. And you have the Smokey Bear tribute watch. I'll just zoom in a little bit here. Very interesting looking watch. I would call this a field style watch, which is in keeping with the Smokey the Bear theme. You know, out in the forest, out in the woods, where you're hopefully not starting forest fires. And, you know, a field watch motif certainly works. It's a simple three-hander, no complications, no date, no day, no chronograph, nothing like that. The 64, which this is considered the more modern variant of the two Smokey the Bear watches. The 1964 year is significant for two reasons. One, it's 20 years since the establishment of Smokey the Bear in 1944, which is why the first Smokey the Bear was created. Smokey the Bear watch was created. That's called the 44. It actually has Smokey the Bear's image on the 12 o'clock. This one was established to mark the establishment of Smokey the Bear getting his own zip code. Not sure what that zip code is, but evidently Smokey the Bear lives in the woods, and he got his own zip code as a result of it. So in 1964, on the 20th anniversary of the creation of the Smokey the Bear character, he got his own zip code. On the back of the watch, you have the typical verbiage of a watch company. You have the "only you can prevent forest fires" motto of Smokey the Bear, and you have, instead of the O and U, you have the picture of his face. Very nicely detailed. You have a signed crown, of course. And the buckle matches the watch case. Everything is all in stainless steel. These are officially licensed watches. They are licensed with the U.S. Forest Service. And according to Vero's website, pardon me, 10% of all revenue of the sale of these watches will go to the U.S. Forest Service. Which, while nice, strikes me as a bit odd because, hey, the Forest Service is part of the U.S. government, and don't they get enough of our tax dollars already? I've played with the watch for a little while. I'm going to put it on here in a minute, give you a wrist shot. It wears very nicely. It's a nice watch. There's nothing wrong with the watch per se. I'm not a big fan of brown dial watches. You can see it fits me well. I'm not a big fan of the colorway of the watch, nor am I a big fan of the color of the strap. I wish it was a little bit more matte finished. It's a little too glossy for my taste, but that's just me. It fits well on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Might be a little less than 7 1/4 inch now because I have lost weight recently. It fits well. It doesn't overhang the lug. This watch could probably be worn by someone with as small as a 6 1/4 inch wrist, maybe even 6 inch wrist. It's a nice wearing watch. It's not too heavy. It's very comfortable. Even has a little tree on the edge of the strap. It is a Seiko NH38A movement inside. Hand winds, hacks, screw down crown, so you have really good water resistance for a field watch. And it will disengage with an audible pop. If I can get to, there it goes. And just one pull hacks the movement and allows you to set the watch. Push it in and turn it, and you have your full water resistance back. Stainless case, sapphire crystal, which is a nice touch, flat crystal, stepped bezel, fixed bezel, and as I said, you get the leather strap and the canvas strap as well. It is a 38 millimeter case, so on the small side for me. I'm generally, with a couple of exceptions in my collection, stay away from watches below 40 millimeter, but this one is a 38. It's 12 millimeter thick, 46 millimeter on the tip to tip, and a 20 millimeter lug spacing. 120 meter water resistance, which is pretty good for a field watch. Generally, field watches will be 50 to 100 meter water resistant. Did I say millimeter? Water resistant? That's silly. 120 meter water resistant. Or roughly 360 feet. Since every meter is roughly a yard, so 3 times 12 is 36, so 360 feet of water resistance. So it's a swimmable watch. It's not swimmable on this strap, but put it on that strap and you can certainly go swimming with it. You can snorkel with it. Hell, you could even dive with it. Although it's not a dive watch, it doesn't have the dive bezel. But then again, in 2023, most people who are diving with computers now, and they're not diving with dive watches. So dive watch is mostly an aesthetic thing. It's a nice watch. There's nothing wrong with the watch with respect to its function. There's nothing wrong with the watch with respect to its build quality. I'm just not a fan of the colorway. It's a little small for me, and therefore it wouldn't be a watch that I would put into my collection. But at $450, it's a reasonably priced watch with good features. It's solid movement, sapphire crystal. I think it's a good looking case. If it had a different color strap and watch dial, I would probably be very attracted to the watch. But, it's brown, like a brown bear. Smokey the Bear is a brown bear. So it's going to be a brown watch. So it is what it is. It's not a watch that I'm going to purchase, but it is a watch I could recommend for other people to get if they are looking for such a watch and want to contribute to the Forest Service, which is a worthy cause. It's not a charity per se. I mean, it is a government agency. It's certainly well funded, although they would argue it's not well funded. It is well funded. I looked it up. Nice watch. Not for me, but a nice watch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, enjoyable. If you did, please click that thumbs up button for me. It does help with the channel. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to try to insult me, you are going to try to troll me, or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, but you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, why? It's a nice channel. Lots of entertaining videos, entertaining live streams, at least once a week when I can. Subscribe. If you're new, subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell icon too, so that when I upload new content or I start a live stream, you will be alerted. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there, and if you've been paying attention lately, it is getting worse. Doesn't look like it's going to get any better, so please, when you're out and about, be safe, be well, be careful. See you soon.